right, guys, we are in the initial call, also known as discovery call, the first time you speak to somebody. Now, this call, I'm talking to the people that are basically submitted information. Like, this is somebody that basically reached out to us, or they submitted a form, or somebody referred you, and this is gonna be your initial contact with this person, all right? So, there's actually three things that you need to learn about this. Number one is what to do before the call, what to do during the call, and what to do after the call. Okay, so let's get started. Before the call, what you want to do is obviously you want to research who this person is. Like they fill up the form, or they called us or something. You also want to research the property. A lot of times when we do marketing, you're gonna have the property address, and you're gonna know a quick description of what they want to do. So you want to research in property records who owns the property, how long they lived there, how big is the property, where is the property at, who is this person, you could find them. The more information you gather before the call, the better prepared you're gonna be. The next thing you want to do in the before the call is you need to understand what is your goal for this call. And here are the goals. I'm sorry, here are the goals. Number one, what do they want to do on the project? Number two, why they want to do it. Number three, when do they want to get started? Number four, what expectations do they have? Like, you really want to go into this call to do a full qualification on who this person is, why they want to do it, what are the motives, like why did they reach out to you, why now? The more information you could get on these calls, the better. So that's going to be your goal. And finally is really understanding, can I help this person? And remember this, at the end of the day, we're in the business to help people, okay? So you wanna really understand, could I help this person? The service, the value that we do, can I really help this person? And vice versa, is this an ideal client for what we do? Because not everybody's gonna call you, it's a good fit for your business, and you're not a good company for what they're looking for. And once you understand this is very important. So that's why it's also important to really understand who is your ideal client, who is your ideal avatar, so that you could fact find in this call. And by the end of the call, either say, yes, this is somebody that I could help, or no, this is somebody that is probably better off working with somebody in a different business or somebody else, because we're not a good match and it's just gonna be disaster. And this actually took us very long to understand. Because at first, when you're starting your business or you're starting your stuff or you're trying to just to sell to anybody, you go after whatever. The problem with this is that most of the time doesn't work out good. Not for the client, not for yourself. So we want to be very particular on who we're helping. So at Cutting Edge, we know that our perfect project, it's a full gut remodel, or maybe an addition, or maybe new construction. Our average cost project is $500,000. Like, we want to stay with that niche, with that market, because that's where we provide the most value. Because what we offer is project management, and some clients don't need project management. They just want contractors. They want to be their own boss. They want to run their own project. They want to do, and that's fine. That's not for us, right? So really understand what value we bring to the table, so that we're able to take it to the next step. Now that you understand the goal before the call, now you're gonna get to the call. Now, knowing your ideal clients, it's crucial. So for example, we know that our clients are busy professionals. They're busy, they're professionals, they're CEOs, they're business owners, they're doctors. So one of the biggest things that busy professionals value the most, you ready? Is time. So you want to be very direct on the initial call and say, hey, Mr. Jones, how are you? This is Carlos from Cutting Edge. I saw that you submitted your information to do this remodeling project on your property. Is this a good time? You always want to ask for permission, because now if you're asking for permission, they're going to give you the time to basically talk to you and open up, which that's what you want on the initial call. You want transparency, you want honesty, and you also want to come out as your professional, that you're going to respect their time, because guess what? You're also gonna want them to respect your time if they become a client in the near future, okay? So you start with a quick pitch, straight to the point. This is what I'm calling you. Do you have time to talk now? After they say that, yes, most of the time, 80% of the time, they're gonna give you the time. Now you want to go into fact finding, like really understand not just about what they want to do, because at the end of the day, a remodel is a remodel, right? Oh, I want to open up a wall, I want to do the kitchen, I want to do the bathroom, I want to do my pool, I want to build my house, I want to add square footage. That's not what I talk. That's not what I'm talking about. You really want to fact find about them, why they're doing it, when do they want to do it, do they have a budget, roughly a budget for this project? Because you also, that's also very important. But you also have to understand when to ask, right? So the first question you want to ask in the call after they give you permission to talk to you is like, okay, well, let me know about what is it that you're trying to accomplish in your project. That's a good question, and the questions you want to ask are open-ended questions. Meaning, you don't want to ask questions that they're going to give you a yes or a no. You want to ask questions that they're going to explain and talk. Another golden rule in the initial call, you ready? Is to listen. You have to be ready to listen. You have to be ready to take notes about this particular client. So you're gonna use the CRM, you're gonna have the CRM open, and you're gonna be taking notes, because every word that they say, it is gonna be important for you to really understand what is it that they're trying to achieve. So first question, what are you trying to achieve? And they're gonna go, yeah, well, I wanna open up my kitchen, I wanna do this, I wanna do the bathroom, I wanna do all that. And you're just like basically taking notes, actually understanding. And most important, after they're saying things, you want to deeper, right? So for example, let's assume they say, I want to do my kitchen, this and that, whatever. And they're like, oh, is there a particular reason that you want to do the kitchen? Is this because you like to have friends over the house, and you like to cook? Like really understand what is their motive. Like, why do they want to do the kitchen? Why now? Why do they want to expand the house? Why do they want to add more space? Do they have a baby coming? Are they planning on growing their family? These are important questions that you want to understand, because not everybody's asking the right questions. People just call and basically go, what do you want to do? Kitchen, bathroom, okay, great. Let me go, here's the estimate, and they leave. And that is the worst process you could have. Because at the end of the day, the person on the other side is buying from a human, from a person. And this decision, when it comes to remodeling their house, doing something for their own house, it's a big decision, but it's also an emotional decision that they're gonna have to make. At some point, they're gonna have to choose either you or somebody else. And the way that they're gonna choose you, it should never be about being the best price. It should be about over value. It should be about how did you make a connection with this person from the initial call all the way through the whole process, all the way to you say, you know what, I want to work with you. I think I think you and your company are the right fit for me. This is exactly what I needed. I feel confident that you're gonna solve my problems. I feel confident that you're gonna deliver. You've been professional from day one. You asked the right questions. We made a good connection, right? So all those stuff's gonna be important, which actually leads me to the other point. When you're getting on this call, show that you're excited. Like, show that you wanna be there. Show that you wanna help. Be positive. Your energy needs to change. Like if you're like, hey, how are you? Yes, this is Carlos from Cutting Edge, and I saw that you filled up a form, and how can I help you? Like, dude, that's not gonna work. Hey, this is Carlos from Cutting Edge. I'm excited about your project. I saw that you're doing this. Do you have a minute to talk to me right now? Like once you give that energy, that positive energy, you're gonna make them, like maybe they're having a bad day. But there's been times that I speak to people, and just by that energy that you bring, like you make their day better. And that's what people want to do. They want to be people around positive mindset professionals that they're going to be able to help them with the project. All right. So you're asking the questions, right? Now, you're going to deep dive into deeper questions. Why do you want to do it? Why now? Do you have a wife? Is this for your family? Like you also want to find out who's the decision makers. Like, is it just the husband? Is it the husband and the wife? Like, who are you talking to? Is this person even the owner of the property? And obviously, if you did your research, you're gonna know who the owner of the property is, and you'll know who you're talking to. But if you did your research at the beginning, and the owner of the property says Felix, and you're talking to Ron, well, hey, who are you, by the way? I noticed that Felix owns the property. You want to tell me about him? Because you also want to make sure that you're speaking to the right person. The person's gonna make the decisions, right? The decision maker. In addition to that, once you ask more questions, and you can understand the project itself, you're gonna know roughly how much the project is gonna cost, right? You're gonna by this time, by the way, you're gonna know roughly how much the project is gonna cost, when they want to start the project, or when they want to finish the project. That's actually a better idea, a better question. Hey, by the way, when are you trying to plan of finishing the project? Like, do you have a finish date that you need this project by, and why? So if they tell you, yes, I want to finish by Christmas. Okay, why? Well, I have a baby coming. Oh, okay, well, yeah, not, that's a modem. That's something that we're gonna use in the presentation, because now we understand that time is important. Another thing you need to realize is that there's gonna be three things that people care about the most. Number one, how much, how long it's gonna take, and the quality of work. And if you're able to deliver and explain to them in the presentation, this comes later, right? Explain to them how we handle that, whatever is more important to them, it's going to basically increase your chances of closing the project. A lot of times I see a lot of salespeople like making the biggest mistake, and they just go blah, 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 how great I am, and yes, I'm professional, and yes, I'm good, and I'm this, and I'm that, and we've done this, but nobody cares. The only thing that they care is about how are you gonna solve and help with their problems. That's all that matters to them. It's not about you, it's about them, right? And the only way you're gonna get this information is by asking the right questions and really like understanding and listening. So also remember this, there's an 80-20 rule in the first call. 80% or 70-30, 80-70% they're talking, you're listening. They're talking, you listen. And 30% you talk by asking questions. When you ask the right questions, that's who's in control of the call. You always want to stay in control of the call, by the way. You are the professional. We are the experts, right? So you want to stay in control of the call by asking the right questions. And you don't want to give too much information, because guess what? If they already submitted information, they already know about you and your company. They already search you, they already know who you are, they already know what you have done, so you don't have to say it. If you have a good reputation, you don't have to say anything. You just have to be professional and ask the right questions and make the connection. Your job, your responsibility as a salesperson is to make a connection, build rapport, understand their needs, understand what they want, why they want it, and offer service, offer value, help them. Help them help you by showing who you are and how we're gonna help them. Now, let's get to asking the questions, because we're going to the budget. It's very important also to ask the budget, right? Because if they don't have a realistic budget, then your job is not to tell them, no, you're crazy. No, your job is to basically educate them, right? You're gonna have a couple of people on your call. Number one, you're gonna have somebody that knows it all, already did the research, and those are the people that you don't have to educate. You just have to communicate. Oh my God, I'm so excited that you know about this, because an educated client is a great client for us. So I am glad that you already have the experience. I am glad that you've done a job like this before. This is great. It's just gonna save us time. Can we agree? If it's somebody that has never done a project, never done any remodeling, never done a project like this, never worked with a contractor, and has no idea on pricing, then now you need to basically wear your mentor hat and kind of like walk them through the process, educate them, explain to them how things work, explain to them how things take time. It's not just you go like this and things happen like the TV shows. It's not realistic, right? So it's your job to kind of like educate them if we need to educate. So you have to really understand who you're talking to on the phone. So now, going back to asking for the budget, which is again very important. Once and only once you have gathered enough information about the project that you could evaluate roughly how much it's gonna cost. Because remember, you already know the square footage of the house, you already know how many bedrooms, you already spoke to them, and you have an idea roughly of the scope of work. You should be able to say, yeah, this is gonna be $100,000 project, this is gonna be $150,000, it's gonna be $200,000 project, it's gonna be $500,000 project. You're really gonna be able to at least have a ballpark in your mind, right? Once you have the ballpark in your mind, it is okay to go ahead and ask, hey, by the way, what is your ideal budget for this project? Now, here's the key when you're asking questions. When you're asking questions, you also have to learn when to shut up. And what I mean by that is like, hey, what is your ideal budget? Sip it. If they don't answer, stay quiet. Just wait for them. They're gonna answer. I promise you, they're gonna answer. If you already made a connection with a person, and that's conversation is going good, they're gonna give you information. If you haven't made a good connection, then it's gonna be a little harder to get information, right? But you always want to get an answer, and the way to get an answer is like this. So this is how you get the budget. What is your budget? Well, I don't know. That's why I'm calling you, and I'm gonna be calling all their contractors. Okay, great. But roughly, do you have any range on how much you want to spend, how much you want to invest in your project? Well, you see, I don't know. Okay, great. Well, let me explain to you how this works. Typically, in a size like this of your home that you want to do X, Y, B, and C, we have done projects anywhere from $100,000 to $180,000. Now, what makes the difference in the price is what materials you choose, what is the scope of work, what brands, and guess what? We're gonna help you with all that. Because at the end of the day, let me explain something to you. It's like buying appliances. You could go right now and buy a set of appliances for $5,000, very standardized, or you could spend $30,000 on appliances, $40,000 on appliances. So my job is to kind of determine what is the best option based on your ideal budget. And this is why I ask. Now that I mentioned that, are you more into the $180,000 budget, or you want to be more in the $100,000 budget? And they're gonna give you an answer. So now you have the budget. Now you understand where the mindset is. Now, if they tell you, "Oh my God, I wasn't thinking about spending more than $50,000," and you know this is a $150,000 project, well, you need to educate, right? And this happens all the time, guys. This happens all the time. Either people don't really know about it, and it's your job to educate, or they just are, you're just talking to the wrong person. Like maybe they have this belief that they're gonna be able to do it on their own, and maybe that's why it's not a good match for you, because maybe they want to be their own project manager, maybe they want to be their own general contractor, and they don't need you. They don't need your service, and that's why it's important for you to understand what value you bring. What problems are you gonna solve for your clients? At Cutting Edge, what we do is we do project management. That's what we do. We don't do tile work. We don't sell cabinets. We don't sell kitchens. We don't sell floors. We don't sell electrical. We manage all that for the client, so the client does not have any problems. Like they deal with one person, one project manager. The project manager manages the whole thing for them to make it easy for them. That's the value that we bring. Our expertise on how to manage, our expertise on how to do a schedule, our expertise on how to handle the budget, our expertise of how to provide quality service, our expertise of communication, our expertise of negotiation, our expertise of moving the project forward. That's what we do at Cutting Edge. Now, so now that you have the budget, and if everything seems good, if you think this is a good match, then you go to the next phase. Great, Mr. Jones. I think, you know what? I think you're going to be very glad with our services. I see that we're going to be able to provide you a lot of value. We have done many projects like this, similar, and I'm looking forward to working with you. And get excited. This is a potential new project that you're going to be able to build and create for them. Like, it should be exciting for you. And then from there, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and set the site visit, the next stage, right? And what you wanna do is you wanna also tell them what's gonna happen next. Hey, Mr. Jones, but listen, thank you so much for your time. This is what's gonna happen next. Next, we're gonna set an appointment to go see you. After the appointments, I'm gonna invite you back to my office where we're gonna put a presentation together, and or we could do a Zoom meeting if you're not available. And then from there, if everything looks great, we're gonna get your project started right away. How does that sound, Mr. Jones? And get their approval, get their agreement. You wanna start getting their agreement from the beginning. You wanna start getting them to say yes to you from the beginning, right? So that is what happens during the call. Now, you're gonna go ahead and set your appointment. You're gonna go ahead and set the time, the date. Make sure you get the address. Make sure you understand everything about the project, when they're gonna meet and stuff like that. Who's gonna be in the meeting? Like if he told you that a wife is a decision maker, you want her in the meeting too. It is important to meet both decision makers or all decision makers. So make sure, is your wife gonna join us? Because we could wait till next time. Now, there's no rush on when you set these appointments. You're in control. Now, if it was me, when I'm gonna set my appointments, remember that question that you asked when you want to get this by? If time is not important, if there's no really rush, you don't have to rush the meeting. You don't have to rush the steps forward. You could actually wait 2 weeks before you go meet him, or you could go tomorrow. But it's really up to you and to determine how fast do they need this. Do they have a problem? Like, is time is important to them? And if it is, sometimes it's better to wait, but sometimes it's better to be fast. But you have to determine this based on your communication with them, based on what they're telling you. And this is why it's so important to listen. Listen what they're saying. Listen why they're doing it, because this is how you're gonna make this this is how you're gonna make these terminations on when to do it and when to go. All right. So you set the appointments whenever you feel it's convenient for them and for you, and from there, what happens after the call? So you hang up. The next thing that you need to do after a call, which is very valuable, very important, is you're gonna send a quick summary recap of your call. This just shows that you're professional. And you're gonna go ahead and put something like this. Hey, Mr. Jones, it was great talking to you. Based on our conversation, I wanted to let you know that we're gonna go ahead and meet on this date at this time on your property. And here's what I gathered from information. Number one, you wanna go ahead and do a full remodel job, or you wanna go ahead and do a new construction or whatever the scope of work, a very, very simple scope of work. Number two, you wanna get this project started by so-and-so, or you wanna get this project finished by this date. Number three, your ideal budget for this project is this amount. Let me know if I missed anything in the conversation. I'm looking forward to meeting you on this date. Thank you so much and have a great, wonderful day. And that's how you end up that conversation after the call. All right, guys? So now we're gonna jump into the site visit. I'll see you the next one.